Hey YouTube, it's Chris from UniXX, and I'm sorry the video for this is a little late for the patch notes, but until about like the first week, second week of December, I won't be able to record at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning a.m., just a temporary setback. So, today we are here to talk about the patch notes for tomorrow, but before then, we are going to jump into the daily summon. Well, not the daily summon, I guess the group summon just happens to be a daily summon like normal. And then I'm just going to throw my bookmarks at Covenant because we need purple sparkles. So, here we go. This is your chance to pause and catch up. And we're going to actually do the countdown correct this time. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So, trash like normal. But, like I said, if you just pulled absolute fire on the group summon, please let me know. And with that, it's time to throw the rest of my bookmarks out here and hope something happens. Yo, somebody release my luck. It's being held hostage. Alright. I guess. So, no luck there. So, we're gonna go right over to the notes. Alright, this is not a lot, but it's not like just a little either, so let's jump right into it. Hello heirs, this is GM Domino. A new story for episode 2 is now open. The South Fortress City Perlin area is waiting for you. A city full of pride that considers itself the heart of the kingdom. Which adventures will happen in the southern part of the city? Find out with this update. A curious and cheerful adventurer from Meldrick has arrived. And meet the fire and mental thief Khawana in the Covenant Summons now. Lots of us talked about how clean her animations were and how like we were pretty sure, like though when the data mine came out, we got her brother, that Khawana had so many like icons and sprites and art that we were pretty sure she was just gonna be a character at some point, just to know when. Well, now's when. So, episode 2, chapter 5-2, South Fortress City Perland. We're just getting that, just the next stage. Nothing too big there, but the story does continue. And it's cool that Epic 7 actually does have a continuing story. So, of course, you just got the stuff like normal. Quest names, we're going to get Leaf, Skystones, Covenant Bookmarks, Mega Phantasma, Blade Dash Penguin, Rare Catalyst, and Skystone times 50. That's normal. Stage missions. Like normal, Skystones times 5 for each of these missions. And then you've got the region reward, which is, again, normal. Skystones times 100, Mulgore Seed 1, the gold. That's pretty cool. So then we can see the stages for, or the quest for unlocking the AP shop. Wandering Judge and Wandering Punisher times 20. I hope that's just not one of those random things that pops up because like that's a low number, not a high number farm. We got Stigma and Perland, and then we've got, of course, Coward's Refuge, and then a special one, Catalyst. That's meh. But then we have boots. Now these boots, I'm not gonna lie, are a little interesting because they are 71, and that's definitely gonna be cool. However, these boots, health, speed, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance with attack percentage. So even though the percentage is going to be a little low on the attack because they're not 85s, 88s, this is actually going to be a pretty good boot if it rolls correctly. The Chandran's Messengers stuff has just been pretty cool. Well, Chandran stuff. So now, scrolling down, we talked about this yesterday, there's 3 new exclusive equipments. And here are the things. Like, we already know they're for G. Purgus, Sirmia, and Bologna. So for G. Purgus, it's Tear-Stained Badge. The worn-out badge made of paper given to General Purgus by subordinates as a token of their appreciation for him. 1 changes Spearhead. 20% chance to increase defense of the caster for 2 turns on attack. 1 in 5 attacks. And that's kind of hard because if he gets nuked, that's just a 1 in 5 chance for it to happen after he gets nuked. So I'm kind of not feeling this one, but who knows? Who knows? It's just like kind of rough because if you use them for your Wyvern team, you're not going to want to use this because it'll just get purged next attack. If you're using this in PvP, your Purgus have to be pretty tanky to see this happen often because chances are he's just going to get hurt badly, and then finished off with most of these heavy cleave into like cleanup teams and stuff like that. There's Spearhead, increases combat readiness by an additional 3%. That seems like the most consistent to me. It may be a small number, but it'll happen every time he gets attacked, and so I feel like that actually is just the most consistent one. And then Command to Charge decreases skill cooldown by 1, which is neat because he does, you know, stun, AoE stun, and then he gives the buff. But depending on how fast your meta is, you may not ever get to that. So just a couple things to think about. Then you've got Sirmia, Lucky Dice, attack 7 to 14%. Dice used on the day Sirmia won an once in a lifetime jackpot. She holds on to them in hopes that they'll bring her that luck again one day. Playing with fire with a 25% chance to get an extra attack on her S1. That's cool. Hot Shoot grants a barrier to the caster for 2 turns. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's attack. So that's pretty neat. But Sirmia usually S3s into S2s into S3 again. And so this whole thing is provided that you survive until that second turn. And when water meta in PvP, that can be hard. Of course, you're not bringing her into just water meta. You're not really using Sirmia on defense. So if you're going against earth units, this could be very, very good for her to have on. And then you have All In, decreases cooldown of Hot Streak by 2 turns when the enemy is defeated. And I like this a lot because that kind of really lays in to her style more. S3, roast somebody. S2, S3, roast somebody, and bring S2 back to a lower cooldown so that hopefully you can cycle in. This could potentially really, really be good. I actually like that. Keeps her momentum going. Then you've got Bologna, Citrine Treasure. A beautiful brooch, which boosts her effectiveness. A beautiful brooch made by the world's greatest artisan by only using the highest, or by using the highest grade materials. Butterfly Fan dispels 1 buff from all enemies. Alright, so that's wild. I'm just saying right now, the fact that Bologna is about to get a built-in Layla's Violin is not something to scoff at. Especially being an archer, so she's not a mage, she's got to get a built-in violin. That's actually wonderful. I actually really, 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 really like that. It's immensely powerful. Razor Wind Fan increases chance of decreasing defense by 20%. Also neat, especially if you're using her for that particular setup. Especially in water meta where she will be able to hit a lot of the defense. Razor Wind Fan decreases combat readiness of all enemies by 15. All 3 of hers are fire. Like, they each have good applications, and using them, like, I don't necessarily feel like either one of them are particularly worse. That is awesome. Now we're moving on to the new 4-star hero added, Khawana. Despite being the younger sister of the great chief, Khawana holds no political ambitions and is more interested in spending time with her friends and family. Meet the newest hero from Meldrick and have her join you in your adventure. A player can meet Khawana in Covenant Summon, so she's not going to be a connection hero, is what they're saying. Art looks cool, but we already knew that. Love her daggers. They look so much more savage than she is. And she is going to be a thief. Pisces, that's cool. So her moves. Hey there. Before awakening, attacks the enemy with sharp sickles with a 35% chance of each to inflict 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns. And then after awakening, attacks the enemy with sharp sickles with a 35% chance to inflict 2 bleeding effects for 2 turns. If the enemy is debuffed after the attack, additional damage is inflicted. Neato. So if they inflict the bleed, more damage is going to happen. So I like that. You see the molas right there. Then you're going to go down to Casual Introduction. It attacks all enemies with a Flame Guardian, increasing the attack of all allies for 2 turns. If they're fire elemental heroes, grants all allies... when all allies are fire elemental heroes, grants all allies skill nullifier once. So just the way this is kind of going in, it kind of it's kind of weird because having a full fire team means you're attacking like a full earth team PvP, and even then there's still comps that would work better with mixing. So that just kind of sounds like Golem, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Then you have her last move, Rough Welcome. Attacks the enemy with Flame Guardian, stunning for 1 turn before dispelling 2 buffs, and then increases damage dealt when all allies are fire elemental heroes. Because her kit is tied to you having straight up a full fire team, I'm not quite sure where this fits. She may just be a waifu to pull, but it limits your team building, and any character that limits your team building is a character that I don't feel like playing with. It's not just because fire is the most lacking like element I've pulled outside of light, but I'm just not sure how I feel about that. Now, story log feature added. The story log update will make it so players can more easily see past conversations that have occurred early in the stage. Players will be able to use story log and as they play Epic 7 in order to revisit previous conversations that have occurred. Players will be able to view the story log via the pop-up, and players will be able to exit story log at any time by tapping on the close button. NPC icons are not always displayed in the story logs. Will continuously be added to updates to come. Okay. So you can just scroll up and see everything that's happened here. That's pretty tight. Other improvements and bug fixes. Improvements we made to the description of Una's skill, homing laser, and Una's exclusive equipment. So it's not that anything changed with it, it's just that the description is updated so that it actually is more correct. Same with this one. And now just random bugs. An issue that caused detonate not to trigger when a miss occurs after Carrot, Researcher Carrot, or the NPC Carrot in her specialty change battle uses Soul Burn will be fixed. An issue where the Crescent Moon Wren's effect Eye Catcher, in which she steals 2 buffs, did not match the skill description will be fixed. A typo 1 of Angelic Montmorency's runes, Harvest Rune, will be fixed. The phrase cannot be dispelled has been added to the skill description for Corvus's Rage buff. On floor 87 of the Automaton Tower, improvements will be made to the timing of the attack increased text displayed on the Copper Wyvern's 3rd skill, Dragon's Might, if used. Improvements will be made so that more than 3 skills can be displayed in the battle entry window when checking monster information. That's cool. Unknown and insect categories will be added to the pet journal or the monster journal, and no. Past that, they're just improving adventure and side stories. Most of these things are just like tiny little bug fixes. Looking. All right. Some of these are, I guess, kind of relevant. We will provide our players with the missing information with this notice. We apologize for any confusion that may have occurred. In the future, we will do our best to make sure our notices contain full and accurate information. Okay. In Adventures and Side Stories, a change was made so that all heroes recover 30% of their health after battle is successfully completed. In Adventures and Side Stories, the change was made so that heroes will be defeated in battle. They will gain 10% of their health. Change will be made in side stories so that players will have the probability to acquire epic catalysts if they clear a stage of difficulty normal or higher in any side story. That's hot. That's good. That's good. So these are just all small changes. New background music for Guild Wars is pretty much the coolest one in my opinion, but feel free to read through that and see if there's other things. The purchase limit for the Moonlight package will be increased. So after, you'll be able to buy 2. So you'll be able to sink $100 for 2 Gloomy Rains. And so, yeah, get at you. And let's see. Pretty much everything else is kind of just like aesthetic. Due to monster category change, episode 2 AP quest 1-1 will be adjusted as well. Alright. So, that's pretty much that. That is the news. I hope you guys enjoyed the news. I guess enjoyed reading it. And let's just have more fun playing the game that we all do like to play. Thank you guys for dropping by, and I'll see you guys next time.